and put it into the pocket. That should give you a little bit more satisfaction. Now put a marker ball and move the white ball a different distance away, whichever you think, and try and bring the white ball back to the marker ball. This is advanced positional play. Move the marker ball to a different position, white ball to a different position, and of course this is controlling the cue ball. And you need to be very, very accurate here, and this is the whole art of the game. So even there I was a little bit out. Bring the pink ball back to the edge of the pocket. Very difficult shot. Trying to make sure that the white ball doesn't go in the pocket. Try and keep it as close to the edge of the pocket as possible. Now let's look at how we use these different spin shots. Here I want to pot the pink for position on the loose red. Playing a plain ball shot means I'd have to hit the white ball so softly that there's a danger of the pink not reaching the pocket or even going off course. This is where the stun run-through comes in. For this shot you need to cue slightly higher than for a normal stun shot. This means of course you cure most of the forward momentum of the ball but allow you to strike the ball confidently. When do you use the drag shot? Well, here's a typical situation when the white's a long way from the object ball and you want to play a soft positional shot on the pink. The only alternative to drag would be to trickle the white ball along, which is a very hazardous shot, especially when you're playing at an angle to the net or on a table that's not perfectly level. The drag shot gets round the problem like this. Aim very low on the white ball as if playing a screw shot, but make sure that all the backspin is worn off by the time it strikes the object ball. It's a difficult shot and the only way to learn is by trial and error. What sort of situation calls for topspin? Here I want to pot the red and get the white ball back up the table for the black. This is what happens when I play a normal shot. Look at where the white ball ends up. Now I'm going to play the same shot with maximum topspin, but only applying the same amount of power. Remember, raise your bridge so you can hit the cue ball higher up, and with this shot, the same as with the deep screw shot, you must keep absolutely still on the shot to avoid miscuing. The white ball accelerates after contact with the red ball and runs through much further. The last spin we're going to look at is side. Side is used to alter the angle at which the white ball comes off the cushion. It increases the range of positions you can place the white ball in. Try practicing hitting the cue ball with left-hand side up over the spots. Remember, the cue action remains the same with the cue following in a straight line, but the tip of the cue makes contact with the side of the ball. Don't forget to practice right-hand side as well, so that you become equally familiar with both. And notice how difficult it is to control with any degree of accuracy and consistency. Let me demonstrate how side spin can be used in positional play. With a plain ball shot, there's no way I can get the position I want on the black, because the angle of the pot means the cue ball comes straight back off the cushion after contact with it. Now by using right-hand side, I can make the cue ball come off the cushion at an angle to get in exactly the right position on the black. But there's a penalty to pay because using side also makes the pot that much more difficult to accomplish. Let me explain why. Here's a full ball pot into the middle pocket. Played without side, the cue obviously has to be in line with the shot and the white follows the path of the red. But if I play the same pot with left-hand side, look at the line of the cue. In order to pot the red, I actually have to aim to miss. What's happening is that by hitting the cue ball on the side, you're pushing it offline, and you have to compensate for this. In fact, the harder you play the shot, the more it goes off course, and this you have to allow for. I'm afraid there's no easy route to learning about side. It's a matter of trial and error and plenty of practice. And of course, there's no point in attempting to pot with side until you're confident about potting with plain ball. As you can imagine, you can play spin shots in all sorts of combinations of side with top or bottom. One of the most advanced is the screw back with side, shown in positions 4 and 6. To perform this shot well, you must be very accurate with your cueing, because only a small area of the tip is in contact with the ball. To demonstrate this effect, I'll first play a shot with right-hand side. Notice how the cue ball follows through and then runs off the cushion at an angle. Now I'm going to play the same shot with screw back as well. This time the cue ball travels off the cushion in the opposite direction. This is because the direction of the ball's rotation has been changed, which in effect reverses the direction of the side spin. At the end of the day, winning at snooker is about putting big breaks together, and that's impossible until you've become skillful at positional play.
66.
There are no secrets to this side of the game. I can't offer you any shortcuts. The only way to learn about positional play is by experimenting. Every time you play a shot, whether it's in practice or during a match, make note of where the cue ball goes. Then start to predict where the ball's going to go before you make the shot. It's a matter of acquiring knowledge through experience. After a while, you'll begin to develop an instinct about where the cue ball is going. Though improving your positional play is mainly a matter of putting in the hours at the table, there are 4 fundamental ideas involved in positional technique that are well worth understanding. Some people think that professional players play absolute pinpoint positional play, trying to put the ball on a sixpence for the next shot. What I'm going to try and show you is that we don't actually play like that. We play percentage positioning. And the idea of that really is to leave yourself with as big a margin of error after you've potted the ball. And here's a typical example from the game of snooker. I've got a red ball into the middle pocket. The natural angle of the white ball is to go down the table. The pink ball is not available, so I've got to try and get on the black. If I roll through with the red ball, the white ball will go off a side cushion into a position over here. But I've got to be very, very careful that I don't snooker myself on either of those reds. So my actual area of position is governed by these 2 reds, which isn't very big. If I play the shot by screwing the white ball to this side of the table, as you can see, once the ball gets past this line here, I've got an easy chance in the whole of the area to pop the black ball. So what I shall do is just play the shot the percentage positional play way. Now I might not have played that too well, but at least I'm on the black. If I'd have played the shot badly the other side, I might have even snookered myself and had to go for the blue. Another tip with positional play is to try and make the white ball travel as little distance as possible from the first shot to the second shot. Let me just show you what I mean by that. As you can see, I've got a fairly easy pot red into the middle pocket. Playing the shot normally would mean that the white ball would come off the cushion and end up roughly in that area. That then means I've got to try and pop the blue ball, send the white ball into baulk, back up the table to get a positional shot on this red here. That's a shot of something like 16 feet, which means any error at all will be exaggerated by the time it gets up here. So what I'm going to try and do is to get the white ball on the other side of the blue, using a bit of right-hand side, so that it goes into that area there. That means I've got quite an easy shot, roll the blue into the cock pocket, send the white ball down towards this red. That shot only requires sending the white ball about 3 foot. Okay, let's try to make sure that the white ball travels as little distance as possible. Another aspect is trying to make sure that after you've potted your coloured ball, especially when there's a lot of red balls on the table, you've got as much chance as possible of potting another red. As you can see in this position, with the white ball just offline with the black, I could actually play to stun the black ball into the pocket, send the white ball off the top cushion back into this part of the table. I'm actually on this red ball here. That's probably the shortest distance the white ball could travel, but there is a chance with not much more difficulty of sending the white ball onto the top cushion into this part of the table, and I'm on either that red, that red, that red, or the red ball there into the top corner pocket. That means I've got a very, very much wider margin of error for the shot, and also a choice of balls. The final point I want to talk about concerning positional play is the angle of the pot and how that concerns your positional shot. Now take a straight blue into the